Hey everybody! I was super bored and had nobody to talk to because of course my children are playing video games as usual. And I was about to make dinner and thought, I'm going to make dinner with Facebook. So anybody on there wants to know how to make my delicious awesome sauce, here you go! So, first I take the crushed tomatoes. I use San Marzano. They are delicious. You want to use Romas, way better than regular tomatoes. Romas are the way to go. And I'm going to put an apron on before I ruin my outfit. My clothes is pretty today. Alright, make sure your hands are clean, because you gotta use them a lot. I'm Italian, of course. Not surprising. So, get in there and crush it up, crush it up. Would you like to see? Because it looks delicious. And it's just tomatoes. So, does anybody else have a ridiculously long day? Like, crazy? Like, I felt like it was Monday. Totally felt like Monday. I'm sorry, I'm not good at this Facebook Live thing. I'm not super interactive with the camera, so people go away quickly. Oh well, is what it is, right? Alright, tomatoes are crushed. Hand is clean. Alright, now comes the yummy, when the house is going to start to smell so good. So good. So you'll notice when I cook, I don't measure anything. It's just kind of the way I am. If I bake, I measure everything like 4 times because I suck at baking. But cooking, I kind of just wing it. That's how my mom did it. I learned watching her a lot and loved being in the kitchen with her. So that's kind of what I do. Unless it's a brand new recipe, then I follow it, but I usually tweak here and there. So anyway, butter in the pan. I didn't measure, just threw a whole bunch in there. Whatever. It's butter, it's delicious. Can't go wrong with butter, right? Isn't that Paula Deen? But doesn't she say that? I have, turn it so you can see, jarred garlic, like that's already chopped up, because who the hell wants to deal with all that? I love garlic, so I throw a couple of spoonfuls in there. I'm going to make a whole pot of sauce here, so this is, I know it may look like a lot, but it's going to make a lot of sauce. I also can't deal with onions because they go bad, and I hate that, so I buy frozen chopped onions already for this kind of stuff. Throw a bunch of that in there. What are you guys making for dinner tonight? Alright, I got the gas up about halfway. I'm going to let those start to get warm and do their thing. Throw some salt, pepper. Notice I got no tomatoes or anything in there right now. I used to do this all best way backwards, as they say, and put the tomatoes in first and then put the onions and all that, and it didn't really melt so good. And then I watched a lot of cooking shows because I love to cook, and saw several of my chef friends on TV did it this way, where they did all the spices and stuff in the pot first, and it turned out so much better. So that's what I do now.
Listen to her. She's a good cook.
Thank you, my love. I'm sorry. I'm actually a really bad chef on camera, however, though. Salt, pepper, thyme, parsley. I got some onion powder. And a little bit more. Garlic powder, like I said before. I love garlic. Never have too much. I'm Italian. It's in my blood. Crud, my basil's not open. Julian, can you come help Mommy, please? Italian seasoning. Okay. A little bit of crushed red pepper. This is going to add some heat, so if you don't like spicy, you don't have to put this one in. my hubs likes it a little spicy, so I throw just a little bit, but the kids don't like it, so I don't put too much.
What do you need?
Could you crack that top for me without getting it all over the place? That'd be amazing. Actually, what is that? Basil. Yeah, do that. A little oregano. Careful. It's leafy. It might pop all over the place. It's starting to sizzle, and I wish Facebook had this way that I could transfer and show you the smell, because holy hell already, it smells amazing.
Yeah, it does.
And it's just onions and garlic and butter and yum. But delish. So we're going to let that, because I don't think it's warm enough to melt the butter quite yet. It's still going. Try and break it up a little bit. Never put it too high because I'm always afraid I'm going to scorch the seasonings, and then it will taste like burnt seasonings and puke. So I start out with it really low, but that wasn't quite high enough, so I had to turn it up just a skosh. That's a mom word, skosh. Thanks, Bubba. That is close enough to what I needed. I can get the rest of it.
Here's the lid.
Excellent. Thanks, sweets. Alright. Alright, we're going to throw the little bit of basil in here, like we said. And then that's it for this round of seasonings. We'll add some more later after this tomatoes and stuff are all in. When it's bubbling and delicious. Alright, it's starting to sizzle. So, now, before I do the crushed tomatoes, another little trick I learned from one of the many cooking shows I watched was... this is when I throw my tomato paste in, so it has time to kind of get warm and incorporate a little bit better. It sort of like melts-ish. So that's what I've got. Contadina. I range the flavors. It depends on what the store has. I do the plain. I've done the Italian seasoned one. I've done the roasted garlic one. I've done the pesto one. They're all really good. Contadina does a pretty good paste. Not a huge fan of some of their other things, but their paste is pretty good. So that's 2 cans of the paste, and we'll do 2 cans of the tomatoes. I don't know if I said that earlier, sorry. Like I said, not so good on the camera at all. I would not do well with my own show. Alright, do you hear that? I don't know if Facebook picks up all that sound or not, but it's a lovely little sizzle happening on this end. Alright, everything is incorporated pretty nicely right now. I'm going to show you quick before we add the tomatoes. So that's what I got so far. Alright, this is the really super messy part. And you gotta pour all the tomatoes in and it splashes all over the place, but totally worth it. Totally worth it to crush them in your hands first, in the bowl. Alright. So we're gonna get all that stirred in together, all incorporated, get the paste seasoning mixture mixed pretty well throughout the tomatoes. You'll notice the color will change a little bit more evenly because the paste is a lot darker than the tomatoes themselves. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, at this stage I'm going to throw in just a little bit of grated parm. Yes, to me this is a little bit. If you know me and you know my love of cheese, this is a little bit. Hey, bro! And then I also throw in a little bit of Italian breadcrumb. It gives the sauce a little bit of extra texture, a little bit of body, so to speak, and just a delicious flavor as well. So that is, everything I add is totally optional and totally to your own taste. If there's stuff you don't like, don't do it. I experimented with my own family and what they like, and we tend to like it a little bit more tart. If you like it a little sweet, or if I go a little overboard with the crushed red pepper, sometimes I'll throw a little pinch of sugar in there or not. to counteract that, but I'm not a big fan of sugar in my sauce because, yuck, it's tomato sauce. To me, I feel like it should be tomato-y, and tomatoes are not sweet to me, but that's just me. If you like it in your sauce, go for it. Alright, that's pretty much it at this stage. This is what it looks like right now. It smells flippin' amazing in here, and it's not even really that warm yet. Yes, I'm making sauce, and you should be jealous. Now, if this were a Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning, I'd put this bad boy on low and let it go 6 hours, whatever. Probably throw some meat in there. Unfortunately, in Colorado, I can't get brajol anymore. Some of you probably don't even know what that is. But it's deliciousness. It's like this delicious pork and spices and cheese wrapped Italian yummy love. But you can't get it out here in Colorado. That's what I would like to throw in my sauce, but I can't. So if I do meat, I do ground beef or ground veal or ground pork or meatballs or sausage or kind of whatever we've got, like whatever. Sometimes a mixture of several of those things. And this pot will make probably 2-3 meals depending upon what I make. If I'm making a tray of lasagna, this is it. This is all I get. But if I'm doing just, you know, pasta one night with scooped on top, I could get 3 meals out of this easily. That is, of course, if the hubs doesn't steal Italian bread and sop it all up with that, because he likes to do that sometimes, because it's delicious. So, that's it. That's my sauce. I hope you enjoyed watching. I enjoyed having somebody to talk to instead of standing here in the kitchen in silence by myself. So thanks for giving me something to do. Enjoy. Bon appetit!